Good morning, my ladies. It is Monday morning and it's time for Monday Morning Movement. Now, I know you may say, well, where has she been? It has been a few Monday mornings that you have not seen me. And I want to take the time to tell you all who have been waiting for me, who have been looking out to see, well, is she coming back? Or was this just something she was doing at the moment? Thank you for continuing to just be here, be engaged, and be willing to continue to listen to what I have to say. I took some time away because I needed some clarity. I needed to have some clarity so that when I came to you that I had purpose. During the time that I was posting before, I kind of felt like I was just thinking of random topics that I could talk about as it relates to healing marriage and healing communication in marriage. And I wasn't really sure where that direction was going. But me taking this time away has given me the opportunity to be able to have that clarity, to be able to put that clarity together, and to be able to come back to you with purpose. So I'm here. I am going to be consistent with you. I am going to give you value. I am going to give you what you need because I realize that these are tools that are available to us that I didn't have when I got married. And I wish someone would have given it to me. But because I had the experience that I had, I want to be able to give it to you so that your marriage grows, that your marriage thrives, and that your family thrives because of it. So let's dive into it. What I want to talk about today is how you can lead in your business, but you're powerless at home. Why is that? Why is that? You can command a stage. You are the go-to person in your business when there's a problem. You are the ultimate problem solver. You just need a few minutes up. We're going to do this, and this. This is how we're going to rectify this issue. You are the go-to. But when it comes to being at home, it's like you can barely get a thought across without you shutting down or exploding, or your husband shutting down as a result to how the conversation has gone. You lead in business well, but you don't communicate well at home. And you're tired of trying to figure out, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Why is it that I can communicate so well with the team that I lead, but I can't seem to do the same when I'm at home? We'll talk about that. If there are three things that I could give you on if I got married all over again, what three things would I want to be a part of the toolkit that I brought along with me? Number one, understanding that proximity is important. Your physical location and where you are when you start a conversation, the timing of that conversation is so vital. You can make or break a conversation based on where you are when you started and when you started. Understand that being able to uncover that what may be a blind spot could change the game as how your conversation goes. I'll tell you that there have been times where my husband and I have been in a disagreement the evening before, and the next day I want to talk about it. So I'll call and we talk during lunch, and now I bring it up again. Well, guess what? That second half of his day is already thrown off because the timing of me bringing up that conflict wasn't good. It wasn't appropriate, nor was it efficient, because the way he processes information is now he can no longer concentrate on what he needs to do for the rest of the day, because his thought process is now focused on this conflict that I brought up in the middle of the day that's now thrown off his groove. Timing and location is very important. So consider that before you're starting to have a conversation with your husband. Second thing, your tone. Your tone will tell the truth when your words don't. Let me just tell you that your tone is your decoder for what it is that you're trying to say. Even if I say, I'm fine, my words say, I'm fine. But my tone says I may be dying, I may be crying, I may be frustrated, I may be upset inside. So understand that the tone that you utilize, you want to make sure that your tone runs along the same lines of the intention of the message you're trying to get across. And if you're trying to get a message across in which you don't necessarily agree with something or you may be upset about something, make sure that your tone lines up with what you want the ending result to be of this conversation. Do you want the ending result to be continued conflict in your communication in your marriage? Do you want the ending result to be, well, let's continue to bicker, let's continue to argue? Because if your tone says that, that's where you're leading that conversation. Us deciding to explode, us deciding to hold things in until it just gets overwhelming or it gets overloaded, and then you let it go. The tone says it all. Your tone is your decoder for your emotions. Lastly, clarity. I learned that in my communication, as clear as I can be with my team in business, as clear as I can be with commanding a stage and giving a message to a room full of people, I was not clear in my message to my husband. I could express one thing, one idea, and in the very next sentence, I'm saying something that's a total contradiction to what I just said. But I didn't realize how unclear that communication was. So being able to have clarity, being able to express it in a calm and consistent manner, and making sure that my thought process is lining up with what I'm actually saying. Am I talking about today or am I talking about tomorrow? Am I referring to what just happened or am I referring to something that happened hours ago or weeks ago or days ago? Being able to have that clarity allows your husband to be able to understand not only your perspective, but where it is you want this conversation to go. 3 tools I wish I had from the day that I said I do. Understanding the importance of proximity, using a proper tone, and having clarity when I speak to my husband. This is my model. This is my model of how to rectify issues in your marriage. I've created a bundle for you. If anything that I have said today has resonated with you, I've created this Start Your Journey bundle. And for my first 50 women that are ready, you are intentional, you're ready to begin this journey because you're tired of feeling the way that you're feeling, I'm going to give it to you for free because I want you to have it. I told you I was coming back with purpose, and I am. So I want you to click the link below, put in your email information. You'll get it delivered directly to your email as a download. In this Start Your Journey bundle, you will find what we call our Peace Talk Prep Checklist. This provides you a better understanding of how to organize your thoughts before you go to have this loaded conversation with your husband. Because there are some things, there are some perspectives that you need to uncover before you just blurt out what it is that you need to talk about. Following this checklist will allow you to put that perspective and align that perspective so that your communication is then aligned with what your ending result and what you want it to be. You want it to be prosperous. You want it to be productive. Even if it's a conversation you don't necessarily want to have, you want that conversation to only lead to growth. You only want that conversation to be able to lead to productivity in your marriage, progression in your marriage. So knowing that that's the end goal, you need this checklist to be able to provide you the opportunities for you to be able to align that communication and align that perspective. In the bundle, I'm also going to give you the 3-step process that I talked about. This is a fail-proof, easy, get through, understand process that you may utilize to be able to help you change the way you show up in your marriage. Again, my first 50 ladies, I'm going to give it to you for free. So please don't hesitate. Click the link below. Go ahead and start your journey. You will hear from me. You will hear from me again, because this is just the start of the journey. This is not an overnight process. However, the thing about this process is you can learn it today. If you start it today, you'll see results today. And that's what I tend to do in my training classes. When I'm training and developing leaders, I want to provide you tools that you can utilize today, you can implement today, you can start today. I'm going to leave you with this. In taking some time away, what I realize is that when it comes to growth, there are three things that you want to be aware of in a process. The first thing is you want it to be genuine. I know that if you are tired of walking around on eggshells because you're not sure what to say, what not to say, you're not understanding why it is that you and your husband aren't communicating properly. Every time you bring up a hard conversation, he's shutting down, you're shutting down, or then you're exploding because you've let it just build up, and now all of a sudden you can't handle that overwhelming feeling anymore. If you genuinely want that to change in your marriage, this jumpstart bundle is for you. Secondly, it's going to be messy. And when I say messy, I mean it's not going to be perfect. I had to understand and realize that when launching this thing, because I am that overanalyzer. I want to think about everything. I want to analyze everything, but it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be messy. Understand that in those areas of messiness, those are your greatest opportunities for growth. Let them happen. They are a part of it. They are a part of the process. It's going to be messy. But in that messiness, I want you to be intentional. And that's my last thought. You being intentional about how you show up in your marriage, how you show up for your husband, how you show up for your family, that's going to make the difference. So be genuine. Know that your process, it is what it is. Call it what it is. Know that it's going to be messy. But even in the messiness, you're going to have great opportunities to grow in that messiness. And 3, be intentional. Be intentional about your growth process. So click that link below. Get your Start the Journey bundle. And let's start this journey together, because I've got some things for you that I promise you is going to change the way that you show up for marriage. I love you, and I will see you soon.